What else can I say apart from attacking wise, awful. Can't sugarcoat it. Can't just blow over it. Can't just, just put it aside. It was bad. It was bad. It was poor. And I'll say this now. If we don't fix up now, we're going to lose our playoff spot. In fact, no. Scratch that. Today we've lost our playoff spot. We could have gone 2 points away from Lincoln City with our games in hand. But we're out the playoffs now. Because I think Blackpool drew and Ipswich drew. And I don't think Charlton was playing today. And I think obviously Portsmouth won. So I think we're out the playoff spots and Portsmouth in 6th place. You know who I most feel sorry for? Andy Butler. Because Darren Moore just said, screw the loyalty, I'm going to go. And we didn't stop him going. And we couldn't stop him going. And now, Andy Butler has got a squad that isn't his. He's trying to get them all riled up, get them thinking, get them playing. And what we doing? Taylor Richards again. I've said this in the past. I've said this in past games. For most of that game, from my perspective, he looked like he didn't even want to play. He didn't look like he wanted to be there right there. He looked like he wanted to be somewhere else. And that's just from my perspective watching that. He looked like he didn't want to be anywhere on that pitch. And then you bring on Madger Gomez. At first I was like, yeah, he came off the bench against Oxford, looked bright in the cam position. He gets put in the holding midfield role, and he can't even put a 5-yard pass together. The player that I feel most sorry for, in fact, no, there's 2 players that I feel sorry for in that team. James Coppinger and Lewis Jones. And you know what? At times, Brandon Horton. Because, yeah, I know people will say Horton looked out of his depth today. And at times, yes, he did. But other times, he looked alright. But what do we do, man? What do we do? I'm trying to think of positives. Coppinger was a positive, looked like he could have done something, and then got taken off. If Butler's going to be manager next season, he needs to learn certain things, and one thing he needs to do is make the right changes. If I was Andy Butler, I would have brought Richards off at half. I wouldn't have even brought him off at half time. I would have brought Richards off after 35 minutes, because he did not look bothered to play today. I'd have put Coppinger at cam, Lakilo on the right, Okunabiri on the left. But Okunabiri and Bogle was getting in there and it's as part of the chances, but again, just nothing really going off. It took until the 88th minute to give the goalkeeper a proper save to do. 88 minutes! Since when was that a rule? We had to allow 88 minutes to pass before we challenged the goalkeeper into making a save. Lakilo on free kicks. Awful. And then the goal we conceded. Brad Halliday. I put the blame on him. Yes, Joe Wright was in that position as well, but he was trying to head it away. Brad Halliday should have been marking the man better. And it was a good finish from Hardy. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's getting worse. It's starting to get worse. But overall, this season, if we lose our playoff spot and we end up finishing mid-table, I won't blame Butler. I blame Darren Moore. Because he left us. He didn't stay loyal to the club. He left for the money. And he just walked off. He just walked off like, screw you, I'm going to Sheffield. He left us. He absolutely left us. And then he gave Butler the wrong squad to work with. I know Butler wants to come out and he can get these players fired up. And I feel sorry for Andy Butler because I know there's a manager in that player. He's worked with them on and off the pitch as a player and now a manager. But he's not getting anything out of them. And the fans called it on social media. The fans were all like, he is working with a squad that don't want to play for this club. And in certain aspects, even though that's a very strong statement from the fans on social media, in certain aspects, from what I'm seeing on the pitch, I can't not agree with them at times. I can't not agree with them. Because at points in that game today, Taylor Richards looked like he didn't want to be there. I said this before. He didn't look like he wants to be there. And it didn't look like a squad that wanted promotion. They looked like a squad. Today, Donny played like they wanted to settle for mid-table and just go into another League One season next season. That's how they played today. They played like they didn't want to go up. Do I condone that as a fan? Do I condone that? No, I don't. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to stay professional. I'm going to stay devil's advocate and say, you know what, we go again. But there's certain things that need to change if we need to go again and get the win. Because we've got Charlton on Friday, April the 2nd. Sky Sports are watching. Do you think I want to see that performance in front of the Sky Sports cameras? No. No, I don't. We need to fix up. And you know what? I'm going to be the nice one and say, you know what? It was very end-to-end. We lost. We go again. But the true response? Certain things need to change. Taylor Richards can't start. Maja Gomez can't start. They can't. And hopefully Matt Smith is back for this game. Hopefully Bostock will get 90 minutes. Hopefully Coppinger won't get taken off. Maybe Josh Sims will be back. Maybe Reece James will play as a left back if Horton's on the bench. But what happens? What happens? Because if we don't get promotion this season, I want Butler to get the job. I sincerely do. And the reason why I say this, and I say this every single time, he needs his squad next season. Whether we're up or not, he needs his squad. He needs the squad that he wants to work with. Certain players go. The loanees that don't want to be there go. And he brings in a proper Doncaster Rovers squad. Players that want to be there and fight for the badge. Fight for the badge. I'm looking at my scarf on the floor in front of me. I got that on the first day of the Keepmoat Stadium, where we beat Huddersfield. That was a team. That fought. Today we didn't have a team. We had individuals that looked like they didn't want to be there. Some of them didn't want to be there. And we need to fix up for Charlton, because they didn't play today. So you know they're going to be fired up for this with that rest. We need to win. We need to get back to winning. And if we can't beat Nigel Atkins, I don't know what the future is. So let's go into the player ratings then. Starting off with the substitutions. Let's go with Scott Robertson, 5, average. Just didn't do enough to change the game. Gomez, 4. And people saying, yeah, you're overreacting. No, I'm not. Gomez, 4. Can't even string a 5-yard pass together. He needs to improve. He needs to improve. And I'm getting angry because I know that Magic Gomez is a wonderful player on his best day. On his best day, at the cam position, he's pressing all around the park. But he was put in that holding midfield position today. And you blame Butler for that because he's not in that position. He's not a holding midfielder, he's a cam. So you blame Butler for that. But for the 5-yard pass mistake, the man who can't even provide a 5-yard pass, that's what Gomez needs to work on. Stick to the basics, get the basics right, and then do the fancy stuff. Do the pressing. But get the basics right first. It's like Hector Bellerin at Arsenal couldn't even take a throw-in. Magic Gomez needs to work on 5-yard passes. Focus on the basics before the fancy stuff to get you noticed. But Gomez needs to improve, but today he gets a 4. L'Aquilo. God, this... I don't know, man. It doesn't feel right, does it? It really doesn't feel right. The kilo we'll go to in a bit, but I just saw the reason why I said the kilo is because I just thought of like his performance, but I'll come to him in a bit. Okunabiri, I'll give him a 5, just average. John, again, a 5, just nothing much. Why is he playing at left back again? Now let's go into the starting lineup. Lewis Jones, I give a 7, and the reason why I give a 7 is because he was the best performer on that pitch. He's man of the match. Made a few good saves. The goal conceded wasn't his fault. It was a good goal, just terrible marking as well. But Lewis Jones gets a 7 for the saves that he made because he was one of the people keeping us in that game. So he gets a good mark for that. Brad Halliday 6, and that's being generous. Probably could get a 5 today, maybe even a 4. Just not good today. Joe Wright 6, just nothing much. Anderson 6, again nothing much. Horton probably gets a 6 as well. Again, just not good enough. Bostock 6, just alright. James 6, again alright. Lakilo 6, could be a 5. Just, I don't know, man. Coppinger a high 6, probably aiming towards a 7. He was one of the people that were trying. Taylor Richards 4, and that's just for being out on the pitch. Probably could go to a 3, to be honest, because he just didn't look bothered. And then finally Bogle up front, I'm going to give him a 6, and again that's being generous. So yeah, apart from Jones, everyone else gets 6s. Taylor Richards gets a 4. Gomez gets a 4. The other substitutes get 5s. I want this team to succeed, man. I want this team to be a success. And it's killing me. It's killing me, man. It's killing me watching the team look like they can't be bothered. It's killing me watching Gomez not completing a 5-yard pass. All the attack, all the aggression, all the pressure, all the pressing was just injected out of this team. It doesn't feel like a Doncaster Rovers team anymore. And I don't know where the next win's going to come from. I don't. And if we go out the playoffs, it's only what we deserve. But I'll tell you what, if Sheffield Wednesday stay up, man, I'm sick of people using this club as a stepping stone for their careers, man. I'm sick of it. And as a fan, I shouldn't be getting tired of this. I shouldn't. And I see people on social media say the board needs to be more ambitious, the board needs to do this, the board needs to do that. I don't want to say it's the board. I don't, because I generally think there's people in charge of that club that do care about the club. They do care. It's not about ambition, it's all about what the players can do. The big thing right now is the group of players. It's not the board, it's not the manager, it's the group of players on the pitch. Because Richards right now doesn't look like he can't be bothered to perform. Gomez can't put a 5-yard pass together. I'm not saying they're rubbish players, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they underperformed massively today. We got Charlton on Friday. I pray and I pray we get something from that, because if we get another loss, I don't know, man. This is the most dejected I've been in a match review. It's the most dejected, man. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want more of this. But I want to be positive. I want to say, you know what, we can move on, and I think we'll just move on. I think that's enough said. I'll see you guys in the preview for Charlton on the Thursday. Go and check out the England-Albania preview from today. Go and check out the England-Albania review tomorrow after the match. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Thank you very much, guys. That's full time. Rovers till I die. Yeah. Just dejected. Just absolutely dejected. Rovers!